Forget about your storm. You may be seated. This year, make no mistake about it, many of us have found ourselves in storms. Is that right? I'm not speaking of rainstorms. I'm not speaking of tornadoes or hurricanes. But I believe all of us this year have faced some kind of storm. Health storms, physical storms, financial storms, emotional storms, all kinds of storms. Some storms bring hail, wind, lightning, and thunders. But I'm speaking of storms which hit all of us this year, storms which people cannot see. Oh, come on here. Undetectable storms which make people think you are okay, that you haven't been through anything because you get up every morning, put your wig on, straighten out that weave, put on your clothes. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, before you go out, you put your makeup on. And folk don't know you put your smile on just like you put your makeup on. Then you step out into this world and say, as long as I've got Jesus, I can make it. But they don't know or understand that you are going through a secret storm. Has anybody in here ever been through a secret storm? When you're going through a storm which someone can see, somebody might hand you an umbrella. Red Cross might show up. Our community service might show up. The church might even give you some finances to help you through your situation. Folk will help you in a visible storm because they can see that you are suffering. But when you're going through a secret storm, there is no comfort or support because no one can see that you are dealing with a storm which cannot be seen. You're in a secret storm. And since folk can't see your storm because it's hidden and don't know the real truth about what's going on in your life, they are jealous of the clothes you wear, jealous of the car you're driving, not knowing that you are 3 months behind on the car note. And if you don't come up with a note, the car will be repossessed. They don't know Dillard's, Macy's, even J.C. Penney's, and calls your home number, your mobile number 24/7, and you thank God for caller ID. They are jealous of the testimony you gave about that new job, not knowing that you can't even rest at night because of the pressure along with the responsibility that you find yourself under. So you have so much pressure until you find yourself in a storm which no one can see. And when we find ourselves in these storms, what we quickly do is ask the question, where is God? I'm looking for him. He was there a minute ago, but now I can't find him. Just where is God? Where's God in my storm? And we don't blame God for the storm. But we as Christians buy into this thought that if God was with us, we would have no storms. Oh, y'all need to talk to me. If God was with us, we would have no storms. If God was really with us, we would be happy. If God was really with us, everything would be smooth. If God was really with us, we'd have no family problems. If God was walking with us, all our bills would be paid. How could I hear from a doctor telling me, I'm sorry, we can't do anymore. If God was with me, how could I get a knock on the door from a uniformed policeman or an armed service person and hear the news your child was killed in a tragic accident, or that your son was killed doing his duty? How could a God be with me as I watch the love of my life die, giving birth to our child? Job said, I can't figure it out. How can my children be killed? I pray for them morning, noon, and night. I want to know, where's God? I looked for him. Oh, I looked for him. Yes, I did. I looked for him. I didn't see him. I couldn't find him. I looked behind me. God said, you had my back. I looked in the front of me. I couldn't see you. I thought you said you would lead the way. But is it all right if I tell you, you cannot see God in your storm? Woo. That's why he told you to walk by faith and not by sight. Because faith is the evidence of things hoped for and things not seen. So don't look for God to be seen or felt in your storm. Oh, y'all missed that. Y'all catch that next week. I said, don't look for God to be seen or felt in your storm. God will not appeal to your senses. I said, God will not appeal to your senses. I said, God will not appeal to your senses because your senses add to your comfort zone. Whew. I said, God will not appeal to your senses because your senses add to your comfort zone, and you will never be comfortable in your storm. But just because you're in the presence of a storm, the storm, don't forget this, does not wipe out the presence of God. In fact, if you really want to know the truth about it, God does his best work when you get in trouble. I said God does his best work when you get in trouble. I know you think God does his best work when the sun is shining. Kids doing well, wife happy, husband comes home. But yes, God inhabits the praise. I understand that. But if you wish to know where God really is, God stays and lives in trouble. Wow. Y'all not helping me. I said God lives and stays in trouble. So if you're looking for God, he's in your storm. He may not be saying anything. Ask Peter. You may find him asleep in the bottom of the boat. But don't think that Jesus jumped off your boat because you are in a storm. God is with you. God promised to be with you. Is that all right if I tell you about the promises of God? Anytime God promised you something, get ready for trouble. Ask Jacob. Ask David. Ask Abraham. Is it all right if I rock your world? Anytime God promised you something, get ready for trouble. Because God said, I never promised you the obvious. He said, I never promised you the obvious. I never promised you that which you can see. God says, I've never promised you the obvious. He says, I give promises when I know that something is going to come to make you doubt or question my very existence or question my very presence in your life. I give promises when I know that something is going to come to make you doubt or question the presence of God. Well, let me put it to you like this. I used to pay my oldest daughter's bills. I don't have to pay them no more. Bless his holy name. I used to pay Crystal's bills. Matter of fact, Mrs. Cox just called Crystal the other night and told Crystal that she better do something about her phone bill. She might as well give it to Damon, because Damon is the one who's running the show now. Can I get a witness in here? But there's one person who's still in my pocketbook, and that's BJ. And if I write BJ a check, and he just folds it up, it's a promise. Y'all don't see where I'm going. It's a promise that whenever BJ goes to the bank and deposits it, whenever, even if he waits 6 months from now, he knows that Pops, as he calls me, he has no doubt in his mind that the funds will always be there. When he requests for them, BJ may not spend it right today, but BJ knows that Pops won't let him down. The money is there whenever God promises you something. He says you may not draw it right away, but it's there the second I promise you. It's there for they that wait upon the Lord. He shall renew their strength. Promises, didn't he promise never to leave you? I said, didn't he promise never to leave you? And he kept that promise. Didn't he say, knock and the doors will be open? He promised that when you pass through the water, I'll be there with you. He promised it, and God does not lie. I said, God does not lie. He says, I'm in the water with you. You may not see me in the water. You may not feel me in the water, but let me tell you, all the while you're in the water, I'm stroking by your side. Be aware of the storm. Don't be so aware of the storm that you lose awareness of God in your storm. Ooh. I said, be aware of the storm. But don't lose the awareness of the God in your storm. Because the God you serve is able to remove the storm. For God is in the recycling business. I said God is in the recycling business. So what the devil thought would be my defeat, God has a recycling process to make my success. What you thought would be my shame, God has a recycling process to make my success. What you thought would be my way out, God has a recycling process to make my way up. What you thought would be my midnight, God has a recycling process to make my morning. That's about it. God works well on the night shift. I said God works well on the night shift. Ask Paul and Silas at midnight. They prayed and the jail opened wide. God works well on the night shift. Ask those 3 Hebrew believers in the fiery furnace. God works well on the night shift. Ask Peter, jailed up with soldiers all around him. The jail was locked, but the angel showed up. Ask Peter, I tell you, God works well on the night shift. If you want to know more about it, I'll tell you, God works well on my night shift. I thought I was sick, wasn't going to get well, but God works well on the night shift. He walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells tells me that I'm his own. He works well on the night shift. Is there anybody up in here? Has he worked on your night shift? If he's worked on your night shift, say yeah, 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 yeah. When I was sick, he fixed it. When I didn't have no money, he fixed it. He works well on the night shift. And because of that, I'm able to trust him. I'm able to know that he's able. I'm able to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that even in my storm, his presence is there. I may not see him, but his presence is there because I'm walking by faith and not by sight. And church, please listen to me. We're walking by faith on Joe Wilson and Pleasant Run. But God is able. He is able to do the impossible. Gideon didn't have a multitude, did he? Gideon had only a few. But look at what took place. We walk by faith and not by sight. And so right now, maybe there's a man, woman, boy, or girl and you've had to learn right now that if you trust in God, you will discover beyond a shadow of a doubt he may not be there when you want him, but he will show up right on time. Can I get somebody to testify that? He will show up right on time. And I can tell you, the year is almost gone. But he kept you. Didn't he keep you? I mean, he kept you, didn't he? I mean, you didn't have steak or veggie burger every night, but you ate. Huh? You didn't have that, maybe that Mercedes Benz or that Cadillac or whatever, but you're riding in the car, ain't you? Come on, talk to me. And the blessed thing about, you looked at the news, didn't you? You saw how some folk got killed on the highway, but you here, you blessed. Come on, talk to me. You blessed. You have been better than blessed. Huh? Some folk got laid off their job. You still here. Come on, talk to me. Talk about the goodness of the Lord. All my bills might have been a little shaky, but thanks to God, I paid my tithe and offering, and I ended up with a little something left. Come on, talk to me. I done been to some funerals this year, but it wasn't me that they came to look at. Can y'all talk to me? I have been blessed. Now I done caught some hell this year. Huh? Oh yeah, I done caught some hell, but I'm still standing. You still standing, huh? Some folk done lied on you, but you still standing, ain't you? They talked about you, huh? But you still standing, ain't? Because, turn your neighbor and say, because God's on my side. He's on my side.